This millionaire father was beaten, robbed, and left to die in the scorching desert with his 8-year-old daughter. Her lips turned blue, her breath faded, and just as Silas whispered his final goodbye, a stranger's truck rolled to a stop. What happened next? This is the story won't let you ignore. The sun scorches the American West. It's brutal, unforgiving. Heat shimmers off the asphalt, melting it under every passing tire. On a lonely stretch of highway, Silas Whittemore kneels in the dirt. His arms cradle his 8-year-old daughter, Annie. She's barely breathing. Her skin's sunburned, peeling. Bruises stain her small body. Her dress torn. Her lips cracked, blue. Silas whispers, "Hold on." Annie, "Daddy's here." His voice shakes. Fear claws at him. No one's coming. No one cares. Hours ago, Silas was a millionaire. He owned thousands of acres, held stakes in agriculture giants. Now, he's got nothing except Annie. The Langstons, his late wife's family, did this. They blamed Silas for Emily's death, a fire 6 years back. But it's not just grief. It's greed. Percy Langston, their advisor, forged documents, froze Silas's accounts, cut his phone, locked him out of his ranch, all to break him. When Silas demanded answers, they answered with violence. They beat him, shoved Annie down, threw them out through cold iron gates. Now, they're stranded. No gas station, no houses, just red dust and cicadas wailing like broken strings. It's over 100 degrees. The road burns. Silas shields Annie's face. It's no use. The heat's crushing them. A torn bag sits nearby, a few clothes inside. A water bottle almost empty. Silas's phone, dead. Percy's work. No way to call help. No one to beg. Silas stares down the road. Is this the end? Have you ever felt like the world just gave up on you? From the Langston estate, Beatrice watches. Emily's old friend, dressed in white, holding iced tea. Her face cold as stone. He's no father, she says to Percy. A rich fool who'll lose everything. Percy smirks. He's done? This heat'll finish him. Their words drip poison. Silas doesn't hear, doesn't care. Annie's his world. Losing her like he lost Emily would end him. That fire, it stole his wife. Left scars, deep ones. Silas retreated. Lived alone with Annie, far from town. He thought it'd protect them. It made them pray. Easy for the Langstons to strike. Annie moaned. It pulls Silas back. Her hand clutches his shirt, weak. He pours water on her lips. Stay with me, baby, he says. Tears burn his eyes. He scans the horizon, prays. But the road's empty. Cars speed by. Drivers don't look. Dust swirls. Heat presses. Silas's heart races. He's a father. He's supposed to save her. But how? No money. No phone. No power. What would you do when everything's gone? Silas holds Annie closer. Her breath's shallow. Her arms swollen, blood dried on her skin. He sees her laugh in his mind. Her gray eyes like Emily's. Her voice, Daddy. Catch me. Echoing through fields. That Annie's slipping away. Silas's chest aches. He lost Emily to flames. He won't lose Annie to this desert. He won't. But time drags. The sun burns on. Hope cracks. He whispers, I'm sorry. Annie, I'm so sorry. His voice breaks. Can you imagine holding someone you love, knowing you might fail them? A rumble. Low. Growing. Silas looks up. A dusty pickup truck slows. It's old, battered. The engine sputters, then stops. The door creaks. A woman steps out. Clara Bennett. A single mom, scarred by an abusive ex. Her eyes, sharp, can meet Silas's. She sees a father. A broken man. A girl fading fast. Her son Elliot peeks from the truck. 8 years old. Curious. "Mom," he says. Clara raises a hand. "Stay there." Elliot. She steps forward, but stops. "Your girl's burning up," Clara says, her voice steady. "I've got water, a truck. Let me help." Silas stares. Trust is dangerous. He's learned that. But Annie's hand twitches. Her breath falters. "Time's gone." "Okay," he says, voice rough. "Please, help." Clara doesn't crowd him. She kneels, sets a water bottle down, slides it over, steps back. It's careful, respectful, like she knows he's cornered. Silas grabs the bottle. His hands shake. He pours water over Annie's face. She stirs, slightly. Clara opens the truck's back door. "Bring her," she says. Silas pauses, looks at Annie. Then Clara. Her eyes don't flinch. Not pity, just human. He decides, lifts Annie, carries her to the truck, climbs in. The truck smells of leather, antiseptic. Silas lays Annie on the back seat, cradles her head. Clara hands him a cloth. For her forehead, she says. Silas nods, dabs Annie's face. It's cool. Annie's eyes flutter. Clara starts the engine. "My place," she says. "I know a doctor, he'll come." Silas doesn't speak. He's exhausted, scared. But he watches Clara. Her focus, her calm, the way she smiles at Elliot, soft. It's like Emily with Annie. Ever trusted a stranger when you had no choice? Elliot turns. "She gonna be okay?" "Mom." Clara's voice, gentle. "We'll make sure she is." Silas hears it, feels it. A flicker of hope. Annie's chest rises, falls, rises. He holds her hand. Small, fragile. "There. Thank you," he whispers. Clara doesn't answer, just drives. The road stretches. The sun burns. But in this truck, something changes. Silas doesn't know it. But this moment, this stranger's heart is where it begins. A chance. For him, for Annie, for something new. The truck rumbles over a dusty road. Silas Whittemore holds his daughter Annie close. Her small body's still too still. Her breath's shallow. But there, the heat of the American West lingers, even as the sun dips low. Clara Bennett drives. Steady. Sure. Her son Elliot sits up front, glancing back at Silas. The truck smells of old leather, faint antiseptic. Silas dabs Annie's forehead with the cloth Clara gave him. It's cool, soothing. He whispers, "You're gonna be okay, baby." But his heart's racing. Can a stranger really save them? When the world turned away, Clara's house comes into view. It's small, weathered. A white fence sags, but the yard's tidy. Wildflowers bloom in patches, stubborn against the dry earth. Clara parks. "We're here," she says, her voice calm, kind. Silas nods, but doesn't move. Annie's in his arms. He's afraid to let go, afraid she'll slip away like Emily did. 6 years ago, that fire took his wife, left him with Annie, and a hole nothing could fill. Now, he's got nothing else. No money, no ranch, just a stranger's promise. Ever leaned on someone, not knowing if they'd hold you up? Clara opens the truck's back door. "Bring her inside," she says. Silas hesitates, then carries Annie, Her weight's light, too light. Clara leads them to a guest room. It's simple. A narrow bed, clean sheets. A faded quilt, folded neat. A single window lets in soft light. Silas lays Annie down. Her head sinks into the pillow. Her eyelids flutter, but don't open. Silas's throat tightens. "She's burning up," he says, voice low. Clara nods. "I called Doc Avery. He's on his way." Silas looks at her. Doc Avery. A name, nothing more. But Clara's eyes, they're steady. He nods, sits by Annie. Holds her hand, small, fragile. Clara brings a bowl of cool water, a fresh cloth. "Keep this on her forehead," she says. Silas takes it, dabs Annie's face. The cloth's damp, calming. Clara watches, then steps out. Elliot peeks in, curious, shy. "She's real sick." "Huh?" he asks. Silas glances up. "Yeah, real sick." Elliot fidgets, then says, "My mom's good at fixing people. She fixed me when I was sick." Silas manages a small nod. "Good to know. Kid." Elliot smiles, ducks out. Silas looks at Annie. Her chest rises, falls, rises. He clings to that rhythm. Ever watched someone you love and felt time slipping? Minutes drag. The room's quiet, save for cicadas outside. Silas's mind drifts to Emily, her laugh, her gray eyes. Annie's got those eyes. He sees the fire, hears the screams. Firefighters held him back. Emily didn't make it. Annie did, barely. He swore he'd protect her. But today, he failed. The Langstons, Emily's family, turned on them. Percy's forged papers stole his wealth. Beatrice's cold stare, her venom, pushed them to this edge. Silas's fists clench. Anger burns, but it's useless now. Annie's all that matters. Can you feel that rage when someone hurts who you love? The door creaks. Clara's back with an older man, Doc Avery. Gray hair, weathered face, medical bag in hand. "Let's take a look," he says, voice gruff but kind. Silas steps aside, but stays close. Doc checks Annie's pulse, her temperature. He cleans her bruises, bandages her arm. "Fever's high, dehydration's bad," he says. "But she's tough. You kept her going. Out there." Silas swallows. "Will she?" Doc meets his eyes. "She'll pull through. Needs rest, fluids, care." Silas exhales, shaky. "Thank you," he says. Doc nods, glances at Clara. "You did good, getting them here." Clara shrugs, but her eyes soften. Doc leaves instructions, a bottle of medicine. Clara listens, nods. Silas watches her. She's steady, like she's done this before. When Doc's gone, Clara brings a glass of water, sets it by the bed. For when she wakes, she says. Silas nods, doesn't speak. Clara lingers. "You need anything? Food? Water?" Silas shakes his head. "Just stay with her." Clara nods, leaves him be. Silas sits, watches Annie. Her fever's breaking, slowly. He strokes her hair. "I'm here, baby," he whispers. Ever felt relief, so fragile it might shatter? Night falls. The house is quiet, but alive. Elliot's footsteps patter in the hall. Clara's voice soft reads him a story. Silas listens from the guest room. It's comforting. Strange, but real. Annie stirs. Her eyes open, just a crack. "Daddy," she whispers. Silas's heart leaps. Right here. Annie. She tries to smile, but it's weak. He gives her water, small sips. She closes her eyes, sleeps again. Silas stays, unmoving. He's a father, still, That's enough, for now. Morning light creeps in. Annie's breathing's steadier. Her color's better. Silas hasn't slept, but he feels lighter. Clara knocks, soft. "How's she doing?" she asks. Silas looks up. "Better, thanks to you." Clara smiles, small, real. She's a fighter, like her dad. Silas blinks, caught off guard. No one's called him that, a fighter, in years. He's been a ghost, hiding from the world. Clara sees something. What's it like? When someone sees you, really sees you. Clara brings coffee, a plate of eggs. "Eat," she says. "You're no good to her if you collapse." Silas takes the mug, sips. It's strong, warm. He eats slowly. Clara sits across, not too close. "You're not from here, are you?" she asks. Silas shakes his head. "Red Mesa, my ranch. Was." Clara nods, doesn't pry. But her silence, it's inviting. Silas speaks, voice low. "Lost my wife 6 years ago. Fire. Annie's all I got left. The Langstons, they took everything else." Clara listens, her eyes steady. "I know, lost," she says, soft. "My ex, he broke us. Left me and Elliot with nothing." Silas looks at her, sees the scars, not on her skin, but deeper. "You're still standing," he says. Clara shrugs. "Had to, for Elliot." Silas nods, understands. "Ever found strength because someone needed you?" They sit, quiet. Annie sleeps, safe, but outside, trouble brews. The Langstons don't rest. Beatrice spreads whispers in town. Silas is unfit. She tells shopkeepers. A reckless father dragging that poor girl down. Percy smirks, adds fuel. And that woman Clara, she's trouble. Using Silas for his money. The lies spread fast. Store clerks glare. Neighbors turn away. Clara feels it. At the market. Eyes follow her. Cold. A woman mutters, "Gold digger." Clara's jaw tightens, but she keeps walking. Elliot notices. "Why are they mean, Mom?" he asks. Clara forces a smile. "Just talk. Honey, doesn't change who we are, but it stings. Have you ever been judged for something you didn't do?" Back at the house, Clara doesn't tell Silas. He's got enough weight. Annie's waking more, sipping broth. Silas feeds her, gentle. "You scared me." "Kiddo," he says. Annie smiles, weak, but real. "Sorry." "Daddy." Silas kisses her forehead. His heart's full, but his mind's heavy. The Langstons won't stop. He knows it. Clara knows it, too. She watches Silas, sees the worry. "You're not alone," she says one evening. Silas looks up, surprised. "Why help us?" he asks. Clara pauses, then says, "Because I've been where you are, left on the side of the road. Someone helped me once. Now, it's my turn." Silas stares. Something shifts. Trust, maybe. Ever met someone who made you believe in good again? Days pass. Annie's stronger, sitting up, talking. Elliot brings her a coloring book. They laugh, soft, like kids should. Silas watches, feels the house. It's small, worn, but warm. Clara's made it a home, for her, for Elliot, now for them. He sees a photo on a shelf. Clara, Elliot, a man, gone. "Your ex?" Silas asks, one night. Clara nods. "Hurt us, took everything. But we're here." Silas looks at her. "You're strong." Clara smiles. Sad. Not always. "But I learned you keep going." Silas nods, feels it. Her strength, it's quiet, but real. He's been alone so long. Can you feel when a stranger starts to feel like home? But the whispers grow louder. Beatrice visits town, sunglasses on, voice sharp. Clara's no saint. She tells a crowd. She's after Silas's wealth, what's left of it. The town listens, doubts creep in. Clara feels the chill, buying bread, getting gas. Eyes judge, voices hush. She holds her head high, but it hurts. Silas sees it. One day, "What's wrong?" he asks. Clara shakes her head. "Nothing, just talk." But Silas knows. The Langstons, they're coming. For Annie, for him, for Clara. What happens when lies start to choke the truth? This house, it's a haven, for now. Annie's healing. Silas is breathing a little easier. Clara's strength, it holds them up. But the storm's not over. The Langstons' greed, their lies, they're closing in. Will Silas fight back? Can Clara stand tall? And Annie, will she stay safe? The small house hums with quiet life. Annie's laughter soft, healing echoes from the guest room. Silas Whittemore watches her, his 8-year-old daughter, coloring with Elliot. Her bruises fade, her smiles back. But Silas's heart, it's heavy. The Langstons, their lies grow louder in town. They call him unfit, a failure as a father. They want Annie. Clara Bennett feels it too, the town's cold stares. Yet she stays strong, for Silas, for Annie, for Elliot. But the storm's coming. A stranger arrives. One morning, Finn Morgan, a journalist from Chicago. Young, sharp-eyed, notebook in hand. He's heard the rumors about Silas, about Clara. But Finn doesn't chase gossip. He hunts truth. He knocks, polite but firm. Clara opens the door. "I'm here about Silas Whittemore," Finn says. His voice direct, steady. Clara hesitates, glances at Silas. He nods, wary. "What do you want?" Silas asks. Finn meets his eyes. "To hear your story, not theirs." Silas pauses, then lets him in. Ever met someone who saw through the noise? Finn sits, listens. Silas speaks, voice low. The fire that took Emily, his wife, the Langstons' betrayal, Percy's forged papers, stealing his ranch, his accounts, the beating, Annie's fall, the road where they nearly died. Clara adds, soft, her own scars. Her ex, the abuse, the fight to keep Elliot. Finn writes, "No recorder, just a pen. I don't write lies," he says, "but I need proof." Silas nods, exhausted but hopeful. Clara watches, sees Finn's focus. Is this the spark they need? Finn digs hard. He visits the town's legal office, combs through records. Land transfers, contracts, signatures. Something's off. Percy's name everywhere. Forged papers, tying Silas's ranch to the Langstons. Finn finds a retired accountant, once worked for Percy. They cheated Silas, the old man says, voice shaky. Stole 40 acres, maybe more. Finn's jaw tightens. He tracks phone logs, bank statements. Percy's greed, it's clear. But the Langstons, they're not just thieves. They're predators. Ever seen someone hide evil behind a smile? Back at the house, trouble lands. A letter from Shady Valley County Court. Silas opens it, hands trembling. The Langstons want custody of Annie. They call Silas unstable, reckless. Claim Clara's a schemer, unfit to care for a child. Annie's playing, unaware. Silas's face pales. They can't take her, he says, voice breaking. Clara touches his arm. They won't, she says, fierce. Silas looks at her, sees strength, not pity, but fear gnaws. Losing Annie, it'd break him. Have you ever fought for someone you can't lose. Clara steps up. She gathers evidence, nights without sleep. Annie's medical records, clean, detailed. Journals, every meal, every fever nursed. Letters from neighbors. Mildred McLean, praising Clara's care. Silas watches, amazed. "Why do this?" he asks, one night. Clara pauses, eyes steady. "Because you're not alone, and neither am I." Silas feels it, a bond, growing. Clara's not just helping. She's fighting. For Annie, for him. Ever found someone who fights for you, no questions asked? Finn returns with news. "Percy's dirty," he says, voice low. "Forged Silas's signature, moved assets, hid money. I've got proof, contracts, witnesses." Silas listens, heart pounding. "Enough to stop them?" he asks. Finn nods. "Enough to hurt them. In court." Clara exhales, hopeful, scared. The Langstons aren't small players. Beatrice's influence, Percy's connections, they're heavy. But Finn's not done. He's found more phone calls. Percy scheming to frame Silas, to smear Clara. Finn's eyes burn. They're not just after Annie, they want everything. Can you imagine fighting a war you didn't start? Court day looms. Shady Valley Courthouse, cold, imposing. Silas dresses, simple, steady. Clara helps Annie, her hair tied back, a clean dress. Annie clings to Silas, scared. "They won't take me, right? Daddy?" she asks, voice small. Silas kneels, hugs her. "I'd never up," he says, voice firm. Clara watches, heart tight. She's ready, folders of evidence in hand. Elliot stays with Mildred, safe. The town buzzes, whispers follow. Silas can't win. Some say Clara's trouble. Others mutter. Clara ignores them, head high. Silas sees it, her courage. Is that what strength looks like? Inside, the courtroom's tense. Beatrice sits, gray suit, lips tight. Percy's beside her, silver cane, smug. Their lawyer speaks, sharp, accusing. Silas is broke, unstable, a danger. Clara's a drifter, manipulative, unfit. Silas's fists clench, but he stays calm. Clara stands, voice clear. "I'm no mother to Annie, yet," she says. "But I've kept her safe, fed her, loved her. That's more than they've done." She hands over records, journals, letters. The judge listens, face unreadable. Silas watches Clara, proud, grateful. Ever seen someone stand tall when the world pushes them down? Finn takes the stand. Notebook open, voice steady. He lays it out, Percy's fraud, forged contracts, stolen acres. Witnesses confirm the accountant, a clerk. Phone logs show Percy's lies to ruin Silas. The courtroom's silent. Beatrice shifts, uneasy. Percy sweats, cane tapping. Finn's not dumb. They smeared Clara to hide their crimes. He says, they don't want Annie, they want control. The judge's eyes narrow, sharp. Silas feels it, a shift. Hope, maybe. Clara squeezes his hand under the table. Can you feel when truth starts to win? The Langstons' lawyer fights back. Silas abandoned his wealth, his duty. He says, Clara's no saint, a single mom, with a past. Clara flinches, but doesn't break. She looks at Annie, sitting small, scared. Clara's voice rises, soft, strong. If loving a child means fighting for them, I've done that. If keeping her safe, when no one else would, means anything, I've done that, too. Silas listens, heartful. She's not just speaking, she's claiming them. Annie, him, this fight, ever fought for something bigger than yourself? The judge adjourns. No ruling yet. Silas hugs Annie tight. We're okay, he whispers. Clara stands close, steady. Finn nods. Determined. This isn't over, he says. Silas knows it's not. The Langstons, their greed, their lies, they're still out there. But Clara's here. Finn's here. Annie's here. Silas feels stronger. Not alone. The town watches, whispers louder. Some doubt, some believe. Clara meets their eyes, unflinching. Silas sees it, her fire. What's it like to face a storm with someone by your side? The Shady Valley Courthouse, it's tense, silent. Silas Whittemore sits, hands clasped. Annie's beside him, small, scared. Clara Bennett grips folders, evidence of her care, her fight. Finn Morgan's nearby, notebook worn, truth in hand. The Langstons, Beatrice. Percy stare ahead, confident. They want Annie, Silas's daughter, his heart. The judge enters, face stern. Silas's pulse races. This is it, and everything. The judge speaks, voice steady. This court's heard claims, evidence, testimony. He looks at Silas, then Clara. Mr. Whittemore, step forward. Silas stands, legs heavy. Annie grabs his hand, squeezes. He breathes, faces the judge. Speak. The judge says, Silas's voice low, firm. I'm Annie's father. Lost my wife, my wealth, but never my daughter. The Langstons, they stole, lied, hurt us. Clara, she saved us, gave us a home. He pauses, eyes on Annie. I'm not perfect, but I'm hers. Clara's eyes shine, proud. Ever poured your soul into a single truth? The judge nods, turns to Finn. Your findings. Mr. Morgan. Finn stands, clear, sharp. Percy Langston forged contracts, stole Silas's land, froze his accounts. Witnesses, records, prove it. They slandered Clara to hide their crimes. He sets down papers, damning proof. Percy shifts, sweat beads. Beatrice's face tightens, pale. The judge's gaze hard, cold lands on them. Fraud, defamation, abuse. He says, serious charges. Silas feels it, a crack in their armor. Can truth really win? Clara rises, unasked. Her voice soft, fierce. I'm no mother to Annie, not yet. But I've fed her, held her, kept her safe when they threw her out. That's love, not greed. She points to her folders, medical records, journals, neighbors' letters. This is what family does. The judge listens, notes her fire. Annie looks up, eyes wide, trusting. Silas's heart swells. Clara's not just fighting, she's claiming them. Ever seen someone become family in a heartbeat? The Langstons' lawyer argues, sharp, desperate. Silas is unstable. Clara's unfit, a drifter. But the judge cuts him off, voice firm. Enough. He leans forward, eyes on Beatrice. Percy, you've harmed, deceived, for gain. This court sees you. He pauses, then rules. Silas Whittemore retains full custody of Annie. Clara Bennett, named legal stepmother. Percy Langston, arrested for fraud. A gavel falls, sharp felt. Beatrice gasps. Percy's cane drops, clatters. Silas exhales. Tears fall. Annie hugs him, tight. Daddy, she whispers. Clara collapses into Silas's arms, sobbing, relieved. Have you ever won when losing meant everything? The courtroom clears, whispers fade. Finn nods. Job done. I'll write this up fair. he says, then leaves. Outside, townsfolk stare, some ashamed, some curious. Clara ignores them, holds Annie's hand. Silas carries Annie, feels her weight, her warmth. They're his and Clara's now. The Langstons' power broken. Percy's led away, handcuffs glinting. Beatrice flees, alone, humbled. The town shifts, slowly, seeing Silas, Clara, anew. Ever felt when justice feels like breathing again? Back at Clara's house, it's home, truly. Annie calls Clara Mom. My voice shy, real. Elliot beams, sees Silas, like a dad. Silas proposes one night at Emily's grave. A new ring, a new promise. I'll love them, always. Clara vows, to the stone. Silas nods, at peace. Their wedding simple, joyful. Annie and Elliot dance, laugh, shout. We're family. Clara smiles, at Silas. You saved me, too, he says, soft. She shakes her head, eyes warm. We saved each other. Ever found love where you least expected it? 2 years pass. Sunrise Ranch thrives. Silas's land restored, green, alive. Clara opens a school, small for kids like Annie, Elliot. They learn, read, rise. Annie 10 now writes stories about Daddy Silas, who grew a family. Clara and Silas welcome Grace, a baby, with Emily's eyes, Clara's spirit. Beatrice visits, one day, humbled. I was wrong, she says, voice low. Clara nods. Let's go. Percy's in jail. The town moves on. Elliot Older writes Clara years later. Mom, you taught me family's love, not blood. Clara cries, holds it close. Can you see how kindness rebuilds what hate tore down? The western sun sets, warm golden. Silas, Clara, Annie, Elliot, Grace, they stand together. Scars remain, but hearts are whole. The dust settles, the road stretches, but they're not alone. Silas looks at Clara, grateful. Annie laughs, free. Elliot chases Grace, giggling. This is home. A millionaire dad, a shunned daughter, a stranger's heart. They found more than survival. They found life. What's it like to start over and find everything?